I was the lone female in a room full of males. So I was there as deputy mayor, but it was a closed door mayoral meeting. And there was one mayor in particular that made me feel, we'll say, less than. So he wouldn't make eye contact with me. He wouldn't address me, wouldn't acknowledge me. And the conversation just sort of happened around me. And I walked out of that meeting and my confidence was just completely deflated. I didn't feel like I had any right to be there. I knew I shouldn't feel like that. I absolutely deserved to be in that room. So the course was about giving myself the skills. I had just been elected mayor. I sort of started work at 9 o'clock and then had to do a television news interview at 10. I was not prepared for it. I did not have enough time to get my head around the content. The interview, I would say, was fairly terrible. I would give it a 4 out of 10. But I was able to, instead of stewing on it like I would have and beating myself up about it, I was able to use it, really flip it really quickly, use it as a learning for me. I then went on that afternoon to do 2 other radio interviews that were amazing. And it's because I went, okay, this is what I need. That voice is getting quieter. So whereas it used to be the loudest voice, you can't do this, they've made a mistake, you've got here accidentally, all those sorts of things, that voice, the volume has been turned down on that one. And I think, I don't know if it's my normal voice, but the other voice that I'm hearing is, you've worked for this and you deserve this and you're doing a great job. I think boundaries are a really important part of the program, and being able to put them in place, whether that's personally or professionally. And there's always that notion of when you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. So yeah, making sure I'm being really clear on what I do need to do for my job and things that I could pass on to someone else. I loved the buddy part. I was lucky enough to have, there was a group of 3 of us and we met every Friday. So good to have that check-in. And I know you talk about being accountable, but really good to be accountable to each other and to follow up on things we might have talked about the week before. That was so important. And also I find it really valuable to hear about the success of other people. That's a huge part for me. So being able to follow up on the wins that my buddy group had. So it was the support, but it was also being able to see them succeed as well and hearing their stories about the little things they've done, but we know that all the little things add up to the big things. It was 10 weeks. It went so quickly, but I know that I've already grown so much in that time. And I am able to keep building on all the skills that I've learned. And there is such a strength to be found, I believe, especially in a group of women. I think we are so generous with our sharing. There's a vulnerability. We are, happy to put it all out there. And I think that sharing absolutely increases what we're able to get out of a program like this. There's also, that sense of encouragement, not only in the buddy program, but also in the group sessions. Whether it's a silent, Zoom applause or something like that, but being able to encourage each other and know you've got a strength of women behind you is invaluable.